everyone, and welcome back to A Writer's Starting Line. My name is Katie, and I am aspiring to be an author. I'd like to answer random writing prompts that I find throughout the internet after a quick Google search. And this one this week is one that I like to come back to when I'm having a hard time feeling a little inspired by everything else. It is pick 5 random words and write a story. So I just use a random word generator. Again, it's just something I find on Google. First link that pops up for me. And it's very short stories so far that I write for those ones. But when I need to get the ideas flowing a little bit and just get writing, it helps. I do have a blog that I did originally post all of these on over at awriterstartingline.blog. But since you're here, I'm glad to have you here. This is where I am going to be reading all of my stories out loud for you. So I hope you guys stick around and enjoy this one called Parties by Plant Girls, which I originally posted back on September 10th, 2025. The 5 words were benefit, forest, hard, popular, and attic. Sage was an artist, and Violet was the organizer. Together they made up the two halves of a popular event planner's business called Parties by Plant Girls. The latest event they are planning is for a forest preserve group called Red Maple Preservation. Everything is going smoothly. Violet has got the caterers and entertainment scheduled and the invitations sent out. Sage has visited the venue multiple times and has been mapping out decorations, food, and dance floor for weeks. The contact for the Red Maple Preservation, Daniel, was easy to work with, but stood firm with the vision himself and the company wanted for the benefit night. The problem came when the forest preservation group asked about having a bright red leaf in the centerpieces. Danny was adamant about the color of the leaves. He didn't want anything to look cheap. He would have preferred real leaves, but would compromise if the color was correct. Sage found this task hard. The trees were not in the right season for the desired color, and the few she found in the stores right now were obviously big. Then Violet remembered the wedding they had planned last fall was an outdoor autumn theme. She knew they had leftover decorations in the attic, but rarely went up there to reuse items. Violet went straight to the attic to look for the greenery. It was quite hard to navigate the piles of discarded decorations, but Sage had insisted on keeping everything. It took hours, but Violet finally found what she was looking for, the perfect shade of red leaves the client wanted. And to add to the win, the bride and groom had over-ordered for their wedding, so there was some that hadn't even been touched yet. The benefit for the forest preservation went off without a hitch. The entertainment, the food, and the guests were everything the client had asked for. And a week later, Violet hired an organization group to go through the attic. Violet knew Sage would benefit from this, so she wouldn't need to work so hard to find inspiration. When the organizers were done, it no longer took hours to find anything, and the small discount they were able to offer for reused decorations was a popular option for budget-friendly events. So, yep, that was Parties by Plant Girls. Like I said, very short and sweet. Just enough to get the juices flowing, which really helped me with my next one, which next week you will be hearing about Edith again. If you know who Edith is already, thank you for watching my old videos. If you don't, she is the mom of a teenage boy who has gone a little crazy, and there's a reason why. There's 2 previous stories about that, and I hope you come back to come back next week to learn a little bit more about them. But as for this one, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you.